I can't remember. But they've got, yeah, anyways, I'm digressing. But yeah, the kit releases have been announced. There's like a semi kind of like a retro feel to some of them, which I'll touch on. But yeah, let's kick things off. So once again, for those audio people, apologise. You're going to have to just kind of bear with me as I describe these kits. But yeah, first kit is the England home kit. Now, there has been some controversy, which I'll touch on later when I speak about this kit. Is it this one or is it the away one? I don't know. But yeah, the kit. I like. I like. It's a very stock standard plain England kit with the blue kind of. I wouldn't call it navy blue. It's almost like I think it's like a dark blue. It's not a navy blue. It's a dark blue. 3 lines, looks great with the red outline on the sleeve. I think looks pretty cool. The blue collar, the fact that it's an actual collar is good as well, because another criticism I have on the kit that I'm currently wearing is that there's no collar. Like, this is not it's a collar, but it's not. Like, I don't know if the last week that I wear my Benfica kit from last week, or no, last week I wore Newcastle. The Benfica kit that I wore a couple of weeks ago, that has a collar. The St. Pauli kit I wore a couple of weeks ago has a proper collar, which I like. I think it suits kind of a lot of football kits, and it also makes them more fashionable. Collars on football kits make them more fashionable. You can wear them out. You can style them differently with like jeans and like a nice pair of white sneakers or whatever. This one's good because it has the completely different collar, but something like this England kit you probably couldn't really style casually, especially considering the fits these days are far more tight and narrow. This one very, very baggy, very like boxy in a sense, so it does kind of have this oversized look to it, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, no, this kit, great. It's fine. It is an objectively fine kit. It's an objectively fine kit. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's groundbreaking. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's groundbreaking. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's bad either. I think it's fine. It's objectively fine. Yeah, can't really complain. And there is a collar on it. I just double checked, which is good for me. Which means you probably can style it a little bit if you'd like. Okay, so if I was to give it a rating out of 10, 7, and we'll touch on the controversy around it later on. The away kit. Now, the away kit. The colour, how would I describe the colour? It's like a charcoal. In a sense, maybe like a little bit of a purple tinge to it, with the gold Nike tick and the gold 3 lines, especially from what it looks like from this photo. I like it. The lack of any semblance of a collar does knock it down a few pegs for me, but I like it. There seems to be a little bit of texture on like kind of the upper shoulder, kind of clavicle region there, which I think is pretty cool, and there seems to be some patterns down the side, which I also think can be quite cool. But yeah, I like how they've gone a little bit different. Traditionally, you think of England's away kits and they're red. I think that's kind of the traditional kind of England away kit. Maybe even like a light blue. So they've gone different with like a purplish, bluish, charcoalish tinge to this kit, which I definitely like. Which I definitely like a lot. I think it's different. I think it's different, and I also think that it can definitely spice up some like a dull kind of scenery surrounding the England kits over recent times. So yeah, no, for sure, I do like it. If it is gold instead of white, I like it. I like it a lot. I should probably get these photos up like on my phone, so I can like really kind of take a deep look, because they're on my laptop and I can't really see all that far away. I say far away, but it's there. So if I can have it on my phone, I think that's probably a good way of doing it. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of it is like a charcoalish bluish, with the gold. I think it's great. Okay, if I was to give this a rating out of 10, I'll go with 7. I think it's slightly better than the home kit. Moving on, France. Now, I love this. I really love it. I love this is the home kit, the France home kit. I love the colour scheme. I think the France colour scheme is one of the more visually appealing colour schemes in the world. I think when it comes to football kits, the red, the white, and the gold, and the blue as well. Obviously, the blue base with the gold logo, with the red and the white splattered across. I think it's really sexy. I think it's really hot. There's a little bit of texture within the shirt as well, which I think can add that little bit of detail. The white Nike tick complements it as well. I really like it. I really do like it. The gold of the logo, of the kind of the badge, it's just perfection. It's just so good. I really do need to go out and buy a retro France kit, or even that kit I might buy, because it's really good. The color schemes work great. There is lack of like a proper, like there is that tri-colored collar, which adds a little bit of flavor to it. But if it was a little bit more accentuated, had a little bit more pop to it, that probably would have made it a little bit better. But yeah, I don't see any faults with this. The crest is probably a little bit too big, maybe. I'm looking on the notes here. The oversized crest on the front respects the multicultural France teams of the 1980s. So there you go. Yeah, I really like the kind of the home kit. I think it's great. It's classic. It's standard, but it's great. Can't complain. I would give this a 8.5 out of 10. Bang. The away kit. Now, this is where we get to real areas now, because it's white base. It's a white base with the red and blue pin, like the red and blue pins, starting with the blue on the right hand side of the shirt, going across to the left hand side of the shirt where it turns to the red with the pinstripes. I think looks cool. I really do think it does. The blue cuffs as well, and the blue collar, I think it really complements it as well. The oversized crest remains with the blue Nike tick. I think complements that. I like it. It's a bit different, a bit out there. Once again, the collar, a little bit bland, but I think on an away kit, it's fine. I like it. I really do like it. I think it's one of the better ways you can kind of make a creative kit while still keeping kind of the essence of what it should be. So for sure, definitely like this kit. Probably not like, I probably wouldn't wear it out. I say wear it out. It's probably hard to style. It's very much a football kit. It's very hard to style, but I can sit back and appreciate it for sure. I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. Yeah, I'll give it a 7. Next up is the Netherlands. So that is the away kit. This is the home kit. So I mixed up the orders there. My apologies. This is the Netherlands home kit. Now, very, very kind of, I wouldn't say bog standard, but it's the bright orange kind of pop to the Netherlands kit is what kind of is attractive to it. The navy blue, it's probably the darkest blue we've seen, especially in comparison to the England kit. On the collar, on the cuffs, on the Nike logo, on the Nike tick, I think is great. On the actual crest as well, kind of brings in that, it really makes it stand out with the white kind of basis of the crest, with the blue lion, with the orange in the background. I think is awesome. And then you've got this like texture kind of, it's almost like they've got here, it's like a knitted texture to it. I've got it here zoomed in properly on my phone. It's got this like nice little knitted texture to it, which I think is pretty cool. Which I think is great. It's something that we haven't really seen from a lot of football kits, with that proper kind of almost like a retro kind of woolen texture to it. I don't know how it would necessarily fit and how it would feel. I'm sure it'd feel kind of fine. But yeah, I like it. I like the patterns. I like kind of the difference in the oranges. I like how you can see like a little bit of bright orange and then a little bit of dark orange, a little bit of bright orange splattered throughout the kit. I think it looks good. I really do like this one. If I was to give this a rating, I'll give it a 7. I'll give it a 7. I think my favourite so far is probably the France home kit, if I had to say. Yeah, my favourite so far is probably the France home kit. But I mean, the away kit's great. The home kit's also good. But yeah, no, the Netherlands home kit's a 7. Netherlands away kit. So let's move that slightly across. Netherlands away kit. I like it. I like how it's. Do I like it? I don't know. It's different. It's basically the inverse of what the home kit is, with the blue outline, orange collar, orange cuffs on the sleeves, white Nike tick. The crest remains the same. There's a little bit of a splattered kind of orange and light blue and dark blue kind of blocky texture to the kit and blocky pattern to the kit. It's okay. It's a completely fine football shirt. I'm thinking more from a stylistic perspective. It's a completely fine football shirt. You can't really style this any other way, which is a little bit disappointing. But yeah, I really do. I like this as a football kit. I like the collar, how it's not slightly off-centered, but how it's got that kind of nice little ridge to it. On the left hand side, how it's got that ridge. Yeah, it's an objectively fine football kit. Nothing extraordinary. Nothing that's gonna I'm not gonna kind of go crazy over it, but it is objectively fine in my humble opinion, which is all that my opinion is, humble. So yes, let's move on. Only a couple more kits to show, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So next kit, Portugal home kit, which does not have a model for whatever reason. Which, you know what, it's fine. Not all kits need a model. Not all kits need a model. I just want to kind of clarify if this is kind of a kit that was on the release. I think it was on the release. It was on their newest. It was on their newest kind of thing on the website. Regardless of it though, we'll rate it because I've got it here. We'll rate it because I've got it here. I actually don't think it is one of their newest kits. That is a shame because they've got that on the new kind of. Oh no, it is. I was going to say, I was like, I swear it was, but it is. Okay, forget me. I think there's going to be a lot of nostalgic bias with this kit because it's probably going to be the last kit that we see Cristiano Ronaldo play in. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But it's a really, really standard Portuguese kit with that kind of red, really rich, dark red base, crest, white Nike logo, a white Nike tick, black cuffs on the sleeves with the collar with that black with a little bit of green as the Portuguese way is. It's great. It's awesome. Nothing extraordinary, nothing special, but it's just solid. A nice, solid home kit. Can't really complain. It's a 6. It's a 6.5. Can't really complain. Can't really say it's exceptional either. But I think this kit will be looked back on kind of with a lot of nostalgic glasses because it's probably going to be the last kit we'll see Cristiano Ronaldo, the last Portuguese kit we'll see Cristiano Ronaldo play in. And of course, Portugal will have a pretty good squad at the moment, so we could see some success in this kit coming into the Euros in mid-year. Moving on to their away kit. This one has a model for whatever reason. Wow, this is interesting. This is the first time I've really looked at it properly. It's got a white base with almost like a marble texture in a sense. Kind of looks like a blueprint. Think about a white background for those listening. Think about a plain white kit with like a blueprint splattered across it, or like a faded marble kind of texturing tiling over it, with the black kind of the black cufflink, the black cuffs on the sleeves remain the same, the black collar remains the same, the black Nike tick is different to the white Nike tick that we saw on the home kit. Crest the same as always. I don't mind it. This one you could style a little bit, I think. This one has the potential to be like a casual fit, which I like. This one could have done with a collar. If this one had just a little bit more of like a popping collar with like a black collar with like a little bit of detailing in it, this one could have been hard because you get that red kind of that red pop from the crest. I do like it. No collar knocks it down a few pegs, but we'll give it a 7.5. 7.5, I think a solid 7.5. Moving into the last kit we're going to review, and it is the Brazil kit. Okay. This is, I wouldn't say it's divided opinion, but so I think a lot of what's been, and I'll put it back on me for a second. What's been big in this kind of kit release, what I've seen, is that it's been a lot of retro inspiration. So not necessarily retro kits, like they haven't released this kit as the Germany kit, for example, but it's been a lot of retro-based kits. And I think that has something to do with the kind of the way that fashion is going, in a sense. Like, I'm sitting here wearing a fucking 1996 Germany away kit. Last week I wore a 2014 Newcastle kit. In my closet I've got a 1970 Netherlands kit. Netherlands kit. Like, there's a lot of retro, especially football kits, coming into fashion. So I think the retro inspiration has been nailed on this one. It's got the crest in the middle, with that texture underneath, with that bright orange. It pops. It gives the Brazilian flavour to it. The collar, I think, is okay. At least they've tried something with it. I don't mind it. I like the cufflinks on the sleeves being this kind of like teal, dark blue kind of mix and match. I don't like the green. From what it looks like there's like a dark green underarm, underline. I don't really like that. But yeah, it's great. It's awesome. You can't sit here and say that it's anything but pretty cool, because it is. Yeah, Brazil have always have had iconic kits, and I think this is an example of a lot of pressure being built, or like a lot of pressure from you can tell that the designers put a lot of thought into trying to encapsulate that Brazilian kind of flavor to it. So I like it. I'll give it a 7.5. It's probably equal top with the France kit, but I just like the France color scheme a little bit more. The yellow, you need to get it right for it to be good, and I think they have got it right, because Brazil have had some bad kits in the past. Had some bad kits. Where they go with a little bit more of a darker yellow, I'm not necessarily a fan. I like this bright, vibrant, poppy kind of lemon yellow. I like that a lot. So yeah, with like the light green as well, beautiful kit. We'll give it a 7.5. And the final kit, the Brazil away kit, not a fan. I'm not a fan. So they've taken the patterns of the cuffs of the sleeves on the home kit and made that the basis and basically the point, in a sense, of the away kit. I'm not a big fan of horizontal patterns generally. The sleeves, you can get away with it. You can get away with horizontal patterns on sleeves. I don't like horizontal patterns across the torso or across the chest. I just think it can almost stretch the kit, make it look a little bit bigger than what it needs to be. Whereas the kind of the horizontal, I don't mind horizontal. I don't mind vertical patterns to it. This one, it's got that kind of wavy kind of seaboard effect. The logo in the middle kind of gets lost in a little bit, like the crest in the middle gets lost a little bit. The collar and the cuff, the sleeve cuffs, I don't mind. The gold Nike tick, I don't mind as well. Something lacking. This probably a little bit underwhelming. It's fine. It is objectively okay, but not my favorite. Not my favorite, unfortunately. Yeah, it just is what it is. It's good. It's fine. It is objectively fine. Yeah, I can't really say more than that. It's a 6. It's fine. It's okay. It will do. It's standard. Not a massive fan. So yeah, if I had to give my ratings as we flick through all of them again, that France kit, something about that gold crest that pops and that stands out, and that really makes me love it. If the collar was a little bit more accentuated, if there was a little bit more of a thicker and kind of prominent collar, it would be my favorite by a mile. I don't mind the away kit, but the home kit, the France home kit from this new Nike drop, or from the ones that I've reviewed. So for the ones that I've reviewed today, are pretty good. So I'll take that. Like the England home, like the England away. France away is fine for a football kit. It's okay. Netherlands home, I don't mind. Netherlands away, average. Portuguese home, it's stock standard. It's fine. Away, don't mind at all. Brazil home, like Brazil away, it will do. It's serviceable. So yes, that is all. That is the kit kind of situation. As you can tell, I am a nerd when it comes to football kits. As you can tell by that 20-minute spiel about about kits. So yeah, that was when I saw that they released them, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna review these on the pod. Some of the ones, I think they released a Turkey kit, which was okay, the USA kit, South Korea kit, Nigeria kit. I've just picked the biggest nations. I'm not going to sit here and review kits for 50 minutes, even though I would like that. There's actual football to speak about. Maybe I should start a kit football. Maybe I should start a kit podcast. Maybe I should. Maybe I should start a retro football podcast hosted by a 19-year-old. How ironic is that? But yeah, that is just my 2 cents on the Nike kit.